Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Minimum Wager's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making tostones and banana ketchup from scratch. I'm excited to show you how to make this recipe because it's one of my favorite childhood recipes from Puerto Rico and Miami as well. But it's lovely here on the West Coast that I can find now tostones and going out to fun food carts here as well as restaurants. And also too, I gotta say, a lot of times you can find them for cheap eats. But if you can't, today I'm going to show you how to make them. So not only am I going to show you how to make those, I'll show you how to peel them because there is a certain way, and I'll also show you how to fry them correctly so that way you don't overdo them. That's the big step really, the priority step per se, where you want to take your time the first time you make these. So let me go ahead and show you how to make these, shall we? Alright guys, let me show you how to go ahead and peel these lovely plantains. Now, these unfortunately were sitting out one extra day, so they're just a touch yellow, but you should definitely get them more on the green side. The greener the better for these, and that's mostly for tostones. There is something called a maduro, which you can also make as well. Those are super delicious, but those are a little bit different, and I'll have to make a video for you next time on that one. So if you want to see that video, leave me a comment. Alright, let's go ahead and begin here. These are ingredients that we're going to be working with today. We've got our plantains, we've got our salt, and we got some olive oil. You can also use regular vegetable oil. Olive oil works great with this because we are going to be doing a medium to medium low heat, so that way you're not going to get that crazy burn off. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and peel these bad boys. First off, what we're going to do is just cut the tops off. Easy peasy. You don't need any fancy knife for this or anything else as well. There you go. That way you've got that going on. Next step is going to be cutting through here, and as you can see, that's as much as you want to cut through. Right over here on that part. Don't go too deep on there because otherwise you can tend to burn the plantain as you're cooking it. So let me show you how real quick. Boom, one score. We're going to do another score here and another score here. Now, mind you, if you cut slightly, just a tiny bit, that's perfectly okay. It's if you go like, a 1/4 inch deep or something like that. That's not good. So we're going to go ahead and just slide our hand through and peel. Super simple, look at that. Bum, bum, bum. So the reason I cut it this way, and the reason most people cut it this way, is because it's not like a banana where you can just peel it off. Unfortunately, it's really tough, and I'll actually show you, I'm not joking here. So we'll do the other one real quick. I'll go ahead and be right back in a few moments. We'll go ahead and cut these, and then I will show you how to fry them. See you in a moment. Alright guys, I've got our pan warming up here on a medium to medium low heat. I'm going to go ahead and add my olive oil to this pan now. And what you really want to do is just cover about half of the way how we're going to cut them, and I'll show you how. Alright, so as that's warming up, I'm going to go ahead and get these plantains cut for you. And I'm going to show you how. What we're going to do is we're going to do an angle cut. So as opposed to just straight down, give it a little angle. Here we go. And you'll notice too, the first one obviously, I like to use that as my little dud, so that way I know when that oil's ready. So hold on to those little ends. Also too, you can totally eat them. It's all good. Alright, gonna go ahead and cut some more here. So we're gonna do about 1/2 inch thick. And you see the angle cut that way? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the rest of these, and I'll see you in 2 seconds. So now that we have all of our pieces of plantain cut into about 1/2 inch, if you get a little bit bigger, ain't no big thing, don't worry about it. One thing though you want to make sure is you have little tongs like this or something with a slotted spoon that you can easily scoop out, because, well, really hot oil. So, talking about the little dud, so we've got our plantain ends here, right? Little plantain ends. Figured, it's kind of small. It's probably going to burn anyways a little bit. So, but this will be our tester to make sure that the oil is ready to go. So I'm going to drop it in the pan, and we are sizzling. So now I want to make sure that I've got the right temperature as well. So if you have a thermometer, then you can just check with a thermometer. So I'm going to check here and put these down. See where we're at here. Okay. What I'm looking for is about 180 degrees, and we are there. And we're not going over a whole bunch, so that's really good. And this guy is really sizzling, so as you can see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get these all in here, and then we're going to watch this. Woo! Don't throw them at yourself or around the pan. That was dangerous. And that's what's important, to have something that's actually sturdy. So as you're putting these in, you want to make sure that there's enough room in between the plantains as you're frying them in the pan. The reason is because they are not going to be cooking very evenly otherwise. So, all right, we got our last couple here to go in. I'm going to go ahead and fry these for about 4 or 5 minutes or so on each side. If you do cut them thinner, obviously, you want to make sure you fry them for the least amount of time. Gonna let these fry for a moment. Alright guys, and here's why this is so important in this stage as you're frying. This is the part where most people tend to burn the plantains as you're converting them into tostones. Delicious tostones, that is. So what we're looking for is golden color. And what you're also wanting to is, you don't want that burn off. In fact, you don't see a bunch of smoke coming out because we've got it that temperature at about 180 to about 190 degrees. So that really helps. And yeah, just kind of let these sit here for a moment, and I'll see you in, well, 3 minutes. While these babies are frying away, I just want to give you a little tip here. So about 2 to 3 minutes or so, you'll start seeing a couple of bubbles in between the plantain where the seeds are. So that is telling me that there's a little bit of cookerage going on inside the plantain itself towards the center. That's a great thing because that means it's almost time to flip, maybe. So we'll go ahead and wait that 1 minute. I'll flip these over, wait another 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'll show you, as I drain them into the plate right here, what they look like. Nice golden color. See you in a moment. All right, guys, we're back, and these are ready to be drained now. So I'll go ahead and get the dud out and get the rest of these guys out real quick and show you what they look like. So that way you know if you've overdone them or not. And I'm just checking the back as well to make sure with some of these that they are ready to go to get squished into delicious tostones, which they will look like very thick plantain chips when we press them. I'll show you how to press them with a plantain presser, or you can also use a mug or a glass or a cup, whatever you've got. So I'll show you both methods. That way, if you don't have, obviously, a plantain presser, then you can just have the other method. All right, so I'll put the dud right there. See that guy? He is pretty golden. But the rest of these, on the other hand, except for that one, they are a golden color and not, this one is a little bit more burned because it's very, very thin piece. So the next step is pretty fun. You get to squish things. Let me show you how. All right, let's go ahead and squish some things here. So I'm going to show you real quick first with the plantain press method. So this is a plantain press. As you can see, I use it quite often. We're going to go ahead and take one of these big guys here. Oh, wrong side. Flip. And just center it right there. Press. And voila. Tostones. Except we have one more final step, of course. We gotta fry them one more time. And after that, I'm gonna show you how to season them. The easiest thing in the world, because really it's just some salt. And that's it. And then we're gonna make some banana ketchup. I'm excited about that one. In the meantime, let me go ahead and press these down. Make a couple for you here. Alright, take a little guy too. You can do that as well. Ta-da! Get another piece here. That's stuck on the top. But yeah, so that's how thick you want them to be. So that way you know. I'm going to show you the glass mug or whatever method, just something flat underneath. Go ahead and get one of these big guys. Alright, and all you have to do is, there you go. Same, exact same. Show you real quick there. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and press the rest of these real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and hit this oil again. Keep it at the same temperature, you don't need to do anything else. This is pretty quick unless obviously you're doing like a whole box worth. We'll go ahead and start frying these in the oil again for the second time and seasoning. Alright, well, I'm ready to go ahead and get these frying right here. And as you can see here, pretty easy. Goes super fast even with the mug, whatever you're using. Really just make sure you're not over squishing them, that they're breaking apart. You want them to stay together, you know? Let me go ahead and show you how to fry these a second time. So we're just going to go ahead and fry them. And this time around, you're going to go ahead and fry them for about 2 to 3 minutes. Really wouldn't go over the 2-minute mark. Check after a minute just to make sure, especially with the little guys. And again, give yourself room so that they have enough space to fry. Because as you can see, I have 2 of them that are wanting to jump out. There you go. Alright, so go ahead and grab my plate here. Wait that 2 minutes. Go ahead and flip them over. Do that 1, 2, or 3 minute. Watch them real close. Make sure that they don't burn. You want them to be golden. You don't want to burn them. So, alright. These are ready to go ahead and be strained here on the napkin and plate. Go ahead and get these out so I can show you what they should look like after we fried them. And I'll show you both sides because I want to make sure you guys know. That way you don't get the crazy over fried. Just flip that over. Alright, now that we have these on a plate, I'm going to go ahead and turn off this stove top here and turn off that light too. And look at these. Yum. And nice and crunchy, flaky. Now this was our dud. Got a little burnt. And then you have these wonderful guys right here that are cooked through. Yeah. So, since they're still super hot, we want to make sure that we salt them right away so that way that salt sticks to them. And we're going to go ahead and flip these over as well. So as they are hot, sprinkle away. And for this one, you can just use regular fine sea salt, iodized salt. I find that sea salt is a little bit tastier for these. Brings up the flavor some more. Go ahead and flip these over real quick. I know that they're hot, so I'm always touching things when they're like crazy lava hot, and don't do that, right? So you can use your little tongs, a fork, whatever you need to do. If you're using a fork, obviously, just flip them over that way so you're not poking them. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and salt the rest of these now. Make sure we give a nice sprinkle there. All right. Okay, so there you go. And of course, since I just got salt all over the counter again. What is this, the second episode I've done this on? Well, here we go, guys. It's not Halloween anymore, but I guess it's fall, and Dia de los Muertos just passed, so let's go ahead and, So, we're not tasting these just quite yet, because I have a lovely treat for you to go with these. Banana ketchup. That's actually very traditional, and at least in Puerto Rico, and Miami as well when I had Tostones. I haven't seen it as much here in the West Coast, but I have seen it more often now. So it's becoming more popular, but you can also make your own. It's not that expensive, and especially too, if you're not going to go through a whole bottle of it right off the bat, well then, you may as well make a little bit and have it for a couple days and enjoy it and have some delicious tostones to go with them, right? All right, let me show you how. Well, it's time to make banana ketchup. Let's make some banana ketchup, shall we? Alright, so we'll go ahead and start with our ingredients here. We've got some tomato paste, and we've got about 6-ounce can. Well, it's over half a cup. Just use a 6-ounce can. You're good to go. Also, too, if you have one of those little measuring cups that have the cups and ounces, just use that as well. So here are the ingredients for the banana ketchup, and mind you, this is my own version, so this is not the original versions that are out there. I like to spruce it up a little bit, so it's just me. It goes really well with the flavor of the tostones, and I know you'll love it, so. All right, let's make this. So we have a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. We have 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. We then have just a little pinch of sugar. And we are going to be putting some pumpkin spice into our banana ketchup. I'm totally kidding. We are not putting pumpkin spice in the banana ketchup. I get it. It's fall. Get adventurous, but not in the banana ketchup, people. Seriously. All right, guys. So instead of the pumpkin spice, which we will not be putting in there, just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and put some cumin and garlic powder. So we're going to do a teaspoon of the cumin. Show you right there, all mixed in. And we're going to do a half teaspoon of the garlic powder, just mixed in there. So first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and peel our banana. I know, I peel my bananas weird. Or maybe it's not weird. So we're going to go ahead and use half a banana. So we've got our banana in here, and what we are going to do is just break it up and smash it. If you really want, you can use a potato masher, but it's such a small amount that a fork is just, works just fine. Got this pretty much mushed down to, well, a paste. It'll take just a few moments with a fork, but it's not that hard. And I'll show you the consistency here. But pretty much pureed in there. Yeah. Next step is going to be turning our stovetop onto about a medium to medium low heat. And a tiny little saucepan, not so big. Go ahead and get that on there. We are going to go ahead and put in our tomato paste. Seems like a lot, but it's not. I promise you. So we got that down. We're gonna add our bananas, or I guess banana puree now. Make sure you scrape that. Get everything out. Okay. Next step, we're gonna go ahead and add our red wine vinegar. That's the 2 teaspoons. We're gonna go ahead and add our pinch of salt, our cumin, and our garlic powder, and a pinch of salt. Keep your salt out for later because you'll want it to taste, just in case. Okay. Now the other last step, I really want to try to get this incorporated real quick before we do this. Alright, so we've got our ingredients in here. The last step is going to add some water. So what we're going to do is we're adding a 1/4 cup of water to our mix. You might need a little bit less or a little bit more water depending on how thick your tomato paste is. Again, every tomato paste is not going to be the same, so it might be just a little bit of variations. Be right back with some water in here. I've added our water here. I'm just going to go ahead and mix over here. I have it on a medium to low on the stovetop. And really what I want to do is not burn the bananas, not burn the tomato paste and the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and wait till it starts slightly simmering here. Now that it's simmering, we're going to go ahead and let this sit for about 5 minutes or so. And when we're back, we will have some banana ketchup. See you in 2 moments. Alright guys, I've had this on the stovetop here and it's pretty much done. I've already turned this off, just giving it a quick last stir here. And let me show you what it looks like. Hey, look at that, it's ketchup. And it's probably gonna be lava hot, but I'm still gonna taste it. I really like the cumin in here. That sugar does help, obviously. The red wine vinegar, those 2 teaspoons, also help as well. You can add a little bit more if you want for a little extra zing. That's really up to you. But otherwise, yeah, mixes pretty well. Don't see any chunks or anything like that. Lovely. And let's go ahead and plate everything. Try our banana ketchup and our lovely plantains. Or I guess tostones. Alright, so we'll go ahead and plate this up in just a few moments. Taste it out and tell you all about it. Alright you guys, so I'm ready to try this out. We've got our lovely tostones right here and our homemade banana ketchup. Again, not the traditional recipe, but this is an easy way with ingredients you have at home and also with time. So go ahead and keep that on the budget side of things. And I am so excited to try these because I've been thinking about this all day. And I know once I dig into one, I'm probably gonna have about 3 or 4. So happy times here. So here we go. Get this big guy here. Yeah. I'm gonna try it first with the banana ketchup. Because why not? These are so incredibly good. Oh my goodness. I mean, you gotta try out this recipe. I know you'll enjoy it. Just the tostones alone by themselves as well. That nice outer crisp, not overkill. Also too, it's not oily on the inside. It's not oily on the outside. It was sitting on the paper. That's another plus about it. Heavenly. Telling you. Delicious. Really, just amazing. In fact, I'm gonna have another one. So now the ketchup, on the other hand, so nice because it does have that cumin. It has a little bit of that garlic powder in there. It does have that pinch of sugar, including to the red wine vinegar that gives it that sweetness on top to the tomato paste. Adding that water, mixing everything in, really gives it that consistency like ketchup, as it should be. Really, you're using the same ingredients as ketchup, you're just adding a couple different things that typically here in the United States we don't use for that, right? So anyways, why don't we give this a taste? So good. With the tostones themselves, because they're not as sweet like a banana, obviously, and they're salted, it's more like a chip. That's more like a chip with the inside, like, think of a thick cut fry, like just a round piece, thick cut fry like this, right? Same thing, crispy on the outside, and then it'll be a little bit softer on the inside. And with this ketchup, the nice thing about it, really rounds out the flavor on it, brings a little bit more of the other flavor profiles, which would be too, like, that savoriness, first of all. And second of all, too, kind of that Caribbean taste. You've got a little bit of that cumin there, you've got a little bit of, like, that Tostones flair. You really can't go wrong. And again, banana ketchup, awesome. By the way, it doesn't taste like bananas. That's the other thing, if you're wondering. The banana in here is mostly too sweet, so. And it's a nice thing to have because then you're getting some fruits and veggies, right? Well, you guys, these were absolutely tasty. I'm so excited I made these for you. I hope you get to enjoy making this recipe and get to enjoy it with sharing it with your friends and family over the holidays. Well, you guys, thanks so much for joining the show. I really appreciate you guys. And hey, don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And of course, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get more videos, now that I have several up. Ooh! And don't forget too, I'm also on Facebook now under Minimum Wagers Kitchen and in Instagram. So you can go ahead and check me out, check out the recipes for the videos that I have up, and also too a couple of other recipes that are not on the videos. Alright you guys, thanks so much for joining me. I will see you next time. And as always, see you next time you guys. Bye!